Alright, we're back. Hopefully you can tell here how we've tapered the back of the flower some. It's going to need a little bit more work, but I think that's pretty good. And you see the lines I've drawn, that's just so once we carry over the petals downward, it gives it a little bit more realistic look. But I think it's coming along pretty good and pretty quick. One thing we really need to do is, I need to kind of bring in the center here. So like I said, it's a cone flower. It's where birds like hummingbirds and butterflies, bees and all that, they actually have to get down inside the flower. So let's hollow this out a little bit so we can get that real cone look. And we have enough meat in the back to do it, so I'm doing the same thing, just going at a little bit of an angle and doing that rocking motion, because the edge of this blade is going to do all the work for us. And that's one thing, if you're starting out carving, really need to practice sharpening a blade, because if you can't keep an edge, then it's going to make it very difficult for you to carve. Because I always keep my little stone nearby here. That way, as soon as you feel the slightest resistance when you're carving, you need to stop, sharpen your blade, and then get back to it. And see, normally you could use, for what I'm doing right here, you could use a gouge and actually do the same thing that way. But on small stuff like this, I don't like taking out the V-tool and gouge and all that. I just don't see the need for it. When I can do the same thing with this small blade. And there we go. We have this nice little cavernous hole now, or depression, whatever you want to call it. And thanks to the limitations of how we can get in there, it tapers as it goes back, just like in a real flower. And we'll highlight that when we paint it. So I guess the next step would be then we need to start tapering our flowers, our petals, I mean. Taper them towards the hole, and then shape up these leaves. And we're going to leave this stem right here pretty beefy until we're closer to getting finished, just so we don't risk breaking it. Probably shouldn't have split these leaves right here yet, but in order to take this little bit of the stem off there, don't know if you can see it, in order to take that little bit of stem off there so I can get to the petal, I had to thin out the leaf already. So that was unfortunate, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Let's see, remember 3 petals are on top, 3 underneath, and it seems like that's on top, that's under, that's on top. I guess we could go the opposite route and have the small leaves on top. What to do, because it looks like these 2 are already above that one. So let's try that. We'll do the small ones on top, the big ones underneath. Hopefully these camera angles are good. I think I just banged the lens. And remember, just take a little bit off with each pass. Don't take too much off at one time, because if you take too much off, you can't put it back.
So I don't either. But I'm waiting, patient.
Tell you what I like to do, man. I like to do a Playboy centerfold inside every one of Reverend Moore's hymnals.
Yeah, you know what else we can do? We can start with the nightclub right down in the church, huh?
That's it. That's it, man.
Like I said, hopefully anybody views my carvings, especially this one, it's going to be the most recent. Hopefully y'all can leave me some feedback of things you think I can make different, or carvings you think that would be neat to see somebody make or attempt to make. I always like stuff that's unique or something that poses a challenge. Alright, so hopefully y'all can see that, how we're starting to taper it in. We're gonna keep working on these, and we'll be back with the next clip.